Most people do not have a credit problem. They have a strategy problem, because what usually happens is this. People look at a score, see some negative accounts, and think the whole answer is just remove this, delete that, and everything gets fixed. But real life does not work like that. My name is Fred, and at Fred Livai Financial, we help people do more than chase deletions. We help people understand what is really holding them back, what needs to be corrected, what needs to be paid down, what needs to be built up, and what kind of plan actually makes sense for their situation. A lot of people come in stressed out, overwhelmed, and honestly tired. They're tired of looking at credit reports they do not understand. They're tired of high balances. They're tired of feeling like one bad month keeps following them. They're tired of guessing, and a lot of them are trying to do something important. They want to buy a home. They want a better vehicle. They want to qualify for business funding. They want lower payments. They want peace of mind. They want to stop feeling like their finances are running them. That is the real problem most people have. It is not just that something negative is on the report. It is that they do not know what matters most, what to do first, what is hurting them the most, and what steps will actually move them forward. Some people have collections. Some people have maxed out credit cards. Some people have late payments. Some people have high utilization and do not even realize how much that alone is affecting their scores. Some people have reports with information that looks confusing, incomplete, inconsistent, or flat out wrong. And some people are not dealing with one issue. They're dealing with 5 things at once and do not know where to start. That is why basic credit repair by itself is not always enough. Now let me be clear. If something is inaccurate, incomplete, or not being reported properly, that matters. That should be reviewed. That should be addressed. But if someone gets a negative item removed and still has credit cards sitting near the limit, still has no budget, still has no structure, still keeps applying for things at the wrong time, and still does not understand how to manage utilization, then they may still be in a weak position. That is the part a lot of people miss. You can remove one problem and still keep the pattern that created the pressure in the first place. So at Fred Livai Financial, we look at the full picture. Yes, we review what is inaccurate. Yes, we look at negative items. Yes, we look at what may need to be challenged, corrected, or escalated. But we also look at your balances. We look at your utilization. We look at how your accounts are structured. We look at your habits. We look at what your actual goal is. Because the strategy for somebody trying to buy a home is not always the same as the strategy for somebody trying to get a car. And that is not always the same as the strategy for somebody trying to get business funding or just stop feeling financially behind every month. That is where a personalized review matters, not a random guess, not a generic template, not advice based on somebody else's situation. Your situation needs your strategy. For one person, the fastest win might be paying down 2 credit cards below a certain percentage before doing anything else. For someone else, the first move might be reviewing the report carefully because there are reporting issues that should not be there. For someone else, the real issue might be that they do not have enough positive credit built at all, so even if some negatives get addressed, they still need stronger structure. For somebody else, it may be a budgeting problem that keeps causing the same cycle over and over. That is why I say this is bigger than credit repair. It is really about financial direction. It is about helping somebody stop reacting and start moving with a plan. When someone works with Fred Livai Financial, the goal is not to make things sound fancy. The goal is to make things clear. We want to help you understand what is on your report. We want to help you see what is hurting you the most. We want to help you know what is worth challenging and what is not. We want to help you understand how utilization works, how balances affect you, how timing matters, how habits matter, and how to make decisions that actually support where you are trying to go. A lot of people have never had somebody break this down for them in plain English. They have been told to just dispute everything, or pay everything off without a plan, or open new accounts without understanding the full impact, or wait and hope things get better. That is not strategy, that is guessing. And guessing gets expensive. It wastes time. It creates frustration. It can lower confidence because people start feeling like nothing works, when the truth is they just never had the right roadmap. What I want people to understand is this. You do not need to know everything before getting started. You do not need to have a perfect file. You do not need to already have it all together. But you do need honesty about where you are. You do need somebody to look at the situation the right way. And you do need a game plan. Because when people finally see their situation clearly, things start to change. They stop making random moves. They stop applying all over the place. They stop throwing money in 10 different directions with no strategy. They start understanding why one account should be paid before another. They start learning how to lower utilization the smart way. They start seeing how better habits support better scores. They start building momentum. And that momentum matters. Sometimes the biggest shift is not just what changed on the report. Sometimes the biggest shift is that the person finally feels in control again. That matters when you're trying to qualify for a home. That matters when you are trying to get out of a bad vehicle situation. That matters when you are trying to position yourself for funding. That matters when you're tired of stress showing up every time you check your account, open your mail, or think about your finances. At Fred Livai Financial, we believe people deserve more than surface level help. They deserve clarity. They deserve a real review. They deserve a real strategy. They deserve to understand what is going on instead of being kept in the dark. And they deserve support that looks at the whole picture, not just one piece of it. So if you are somebody who has been feeling stuck, confused, or frustrated with your credit and finances, hear me clearly. Do not just ask, what can I remove? Ask what is really holding me back. Ask what is inaccurate. Ask what needs to be paid down first. Ask what habits need to change. Ask what kind of structure do I need if I actually want a different result. That is where the real work starts, and that is also where real progress starts. If you're serious about improving your financial situation, stop guessing. Get your situation reviewed the right way. Let's look at the full picture. Let's figure out what is wrong, what needs to be corrected, what needs to be improved, and what strategy makes the most sense for your goals. If you are ready to move with a plan instead of just hoping things get better, reach out to Fred Livai Financial. We are here to help you build something stronger than a temporary fix. We are here to help you build a real financial strategy.